So first off, I'm going to give a lesson on the belts because I see a lot of you guys using belts for cleans, for deadlifts and squats. So my recommendation would be only use that belt when you get above 85%. You want to learn how to use and how to brace your core without having to use a belt. It will increase your intra-abdominal pressure, which will allow you to exert more force, but you don't want to have to rely on that until you get to heavier weights. So then when you get to heavier weights, put it on and start squatting, it's going to feel way, way lighter. So wait to 85% before you guys put the belts on. It's just a healthy habit, especially for when you guys stop playing football and you guys are playing or just living life. Like, you don't always have to rely on the belt to squat, okay? Okay, so last time we worked on med ball squats. Today we're going to work on barbell squats. I'm going to go over how I unrack it, how I set my upper back, and how I begin my descent and get up out of the hole, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start over on this second end rack over here, and let's get going. So when I squat, first thing we're going to focus on is getting up out of the rack position. I want to take the bar out of the rack in my already squat or athletic stance. I don't want to get it out of a lunge. I don't want to get it up out of a wide position. I want to get the bar directly over my center mass and over the middle of my foot before I stand up out. So, under the rack, my feet, again, are going to be right over the bar. That's not a good position. Neither is that. So I'm right in the middle position. And all I'm going to do, I'm doing a top end squat to get up out of the rack. Right? That's a lot safer of a position. I'm going to take 2 to 3 steps back. And when I break at the knees and hips, I want it to be at the same time. Okay? Before I do that, I'm going to set my upper back. So I'm pulling down and back on the bar. My upper back is tight. So now when I squat, I won't lose that upper back position. Upper back stays set first. Finding the middle of my foot. Knees and hips are going to break at the same time to help me descend. And then I come back out of it. Again, that pressure stays in the middle of my foot. I'm not heel heavy or toe heavy throughout that full range. When I'm doing an athletic movement, a jump, just a change of direction, I'm going to have more power in the middle of my foot than I will if I was on my heels or on my toes. So we want to practice that for all the athletic and strength movements we do in here, staying with the pressure in the middle of the foot. Okay? So when I said break the knees and the hips at the same time, what that looks like is essentially they're both breaking, right? That allows me to sit straight down. If I break too far at the hips, I'm going to be doing almost like some sort of like a deadlift good morning type movement. If I break at the knees first, which is what I see you guys doing a little bit more frequently and more commonly, is going to look like this. So I'm worried about keeping my chest up, and then once I get to a point where I can't keep my chest up anymore, then my hips go back. I'd rather you guys sit straight down by breaking knees and hips at the same time. So with that, this is the last thing we'll cover, and then we'll all get to a rack and do some stuff. When I'm breaking the knees and the hips at the same time, based off your individual height and limb length, you may not keep your chest upright, and that's completely okay. You don't have to have this perfectly upright chest when you squat. The big thing that we want to see is you guys can kind of like see from the side that my back angle remains the same as I squat, instead of me focusing so much on extending and keeping that chest up that my lower back starts cramping, okay? So if your chest dips and falls a little bit, totally okay, as long as that back remains flat. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get to a rack. We'll start with 95 pounds, and then we're just going to work on getting it out of the rack, slowly going down. We're going to do 5-second lowers or eccentrics, and then a 1-second pause at the bottom, and then we're going to come up out of the hole.